31. Over a period of 1 year, 2 points on opposite sides of the mid-ocean ridge move a distance of 4 centimeters further apart. What is this distance in meters? Well, 4 centimeters is going to be 4/100ths of a meter, which, simplifying that fraction, it's 1/25 meters in distance, or in decimal, it's 0.04. Either answer would be correct on the grid-in portion of the exam. 32. 7 times x minus 3 equals 2 times x minus 3. What is the value of x minus 3? The only time this is going to be true is when x minus 3 is 0. Then 7 times 0 equals 2 times 0. 0 equals 0. Note, if I had any non-zero number for x minus 3, it would never be true that 7 times it equals 2 times it. It only works when x minus 3 equals 0. That's your correct answer for 32. 33. One of the factors of 2x cubed plus 14x squared plus 24x is x plus b, where b is a positive constant. What is one possible value of b? Okay. Well, right away, I know we can pull out of this, we can find a common factor of 2x, leaving us x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay. And if we're trying to find the factors, we'd set that equal to 0 and try and find the binomial factors. Well, right away, the 2x indicates me that x equals 0 is a factor. That means x minus 0 is a factor, or 0 is one factor of the equation. In other words, b equals 0 would be true, except they want b is a positive constant, so we can't rely on 0. That was too quick and too easy. Let's factor x squared plus 7x plus 12. What do we get? We get x plus 4 times x plus 3 equals 0. That means x equals negative 4, x equals negative 3 as our roots. But I don't really care about that. I just want to know what the plus b constant is. In this case, that corresponds to the plus 4 and the plus 3. So b equals 3 or b equals 4. Either answer would do for 33. 34. Okay, we've got a frequency table. Be careful about calculating means and medians on frequency tables. Same concept, but as a histogram, but again, that's in a chart format. So you should know how to do this and know the unique sort of characteristics of frequency tables. Anyway, with that said, let's look at the question. The table shows the distribution of class sizes for the 109 classes of a high school. What is the median size at the high school? Okay, so I've got class sizes going up in groups in increasing order. So really, if I want to look at this as a list of values in a set, that would be 10 examples of 21, 21, 21, 21, until we got to the 11th one would be 23, or 22, sorry, 22, 22, 13 times, and then eventually I go to 23s, and so on and so forth, right, until we get up to that final result. So then we could just count up all our elements in the set till we get to whatever that middle value is, okay? So let's take a look at this. I know there are 109 data points. That's an odd number. I'm going to have an exact middle value. It will be the 55th data point, in which case there'll be 54 below and 54 above it. So I'm going to start on my frequency and count up to 55. See what class size that falls into. 10 and 13 is 23, plus 30 is 53. 54, 55 would land right here into the class size of 24. The mean of class size in the high school is 24. That's the answer for 34. 35. When Arban walks home to class, he burns 4.2 calories per minute. So 4.2 calories times, say, W minutes walking. And when he rides his bike home from class, he burns 5.1 calories per minute. So that would be plus 5.1 calories per minute times the minute B, call it the number of minutes he bikes. That should be the total number of calories he burns, which we're told is 531. Okay. We're also told he spent 2 hours walking and bicycling from home. So in total, B plus W must equal 2 hours, but in minutes, that's going to be 120. Now I've got two equations, two variables I can go ahead and solve. I'm going to actually use substitution here to solve. I'm going to say B equals 120 minus W. Plug that back in for B over here. I'll get 4.2 W plus 5.1 times 120 minus 5.1 W equals our 531. Okay? So let's combine like terms. 4.2 minus 5.1 is going to be minus 0.9 W. And 5.1 times 120 is going to be 612. So I'm going to subtract 612 from the other side. 531 minus 612, and that's going to work out to 69, 79, 81, right? So minus 0.9 W equals minus 81. Divide through by minus 0.9. W equals 0.9 is really 9 times 1/10. So minus 81 divided by minus 9 is 9. And that would be divided by 1/10, which is really multiplying by 10. So the answer is W is 9 times 10, or 90 minutes. That's how much time he spends walking. How many minutes did he spend walking? We just answered the question. W equals 90. 90 is the answer for 35. Be careful you get that right, because they could ask how many minutes does he bike, which would be, I guess, 30 minutes in this case. Okay. 36. Okay, we've kind of drawn a little bit over 36, but let's take a look at it. I've got a circle with a diameter going through the center 0, passing through a chord. They tell us that diameter bisects the chord WY, which means it's going to be a perpendicular bisector. So it bisects the chord. It's going to be perpendicular there. The radius of the circle is 6. I know from W to 0 is 1 radius. Also, X to 0 is 1 radius. These are all 6 and 6. We'll see which one's important to us. And XZ is 2. So XZ is really that line segment right there. That's going to be 2. Okay? If WZ, let's note that line segment correctly, WZ, which is right there, that equals square root of X. What is the value of X? So now we've got a right triangle. We're going to try and solve this. So if I know my radius here is 6 from 0x and ZX is 2, that means my OZ is going to be 4. So let's write this out as a separate triangle. We can visualize a little more easily here. It's a right triangle, and I've got a base of 4, a hypotenuse of 6, and an altitude of the square root of x. I need to solve for x. Well, I'm going to apply the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared for a right triangle. So the square root of x squared plus 4 squared equals 6 squared, the hypotenuse squared. Square root of x squared is x, plus 16 equals 36. X equals 36 minus 16, subtracting 16 from both sides. x equals 20. The correct answer for x, which is the question they want, let's read it again to make sure, is 20. 36, the answer is 20.